The next essential element of the idea of human action is that of cost.
Coste. Otro pivote
Another pivotal concept around which economic science has revolved since its inception.
de su fundación. Miren, el
Cost
coste
is a
un valor.
value,
Un valor, por
and
tanto,
therefore it is
es
subjective.
decir que es.
Cost is a value attached to an end, but take note, it is not attached to the end the actor is pursuing.
Sino que
Instead,
es el valor
the
que se da al
cost
fin al que se
is the
renuncia
value we as actors attach to the end we give up
cuando cualquiera de nosotros
when we decide to direct our action toward a particular end.
hacia un fin concreto. Repito,
I repeat, whenever we undertake an action, we intend to accomplish an end that has value for us. When we choose a course of action, we always simultaneously give up the chance to accomplish other alternative ends. These are ends we could achieve with the same means available to us, but we give up the chance to achieve them because we consider a priori that the worthwhile end is the one we are pursuing. Well, the value we attach not to the end we are pursuing, but to the ends we relinquish when we act, is what we will call our cost.
toda acción humana implica
All human action involves sacrifice.
los seres humanos valoramos
Human beings assign a subjective value to those ends we give up, and that subjective value is what we will call our cost.
y esta conceptualización del coste es
And that conception of cost is fundamentally subjective.
evidentemente subjetivo, porque
For each actor's cost will depend on his or her subjective valuation of what is relinquished. This is the concept of opportunity cost,
oportunidad, como se
which is the
define
term generally used in neoclassical economics,
clásica, queriendo indicar que se refiere a las valoraciones
and it
subjetivas
refers to the subjective valuations attached to the alternatives or ends that are given up when we decide to act.
cuando decidimos actuar.
It is very important to understand not only that the cost is subjective, like any value, but also that costs are never given. Therefore, there are no cost functions, not for average costs, nor for marginal costs. And if you pick up a book and see a cost function, or somebody tells you there is such a thing as a cost function, it is a lie.
¿Y eso por qué?
And why is that? It is very simple.
Porque los fines
As we have said, ends are not given, in the sense that the actor is constantly creating or discovering them ex novo, from nothing, as he or she acts.
conforme actúa. Y las valoraciones
And subjective values, which we defined as the more or less psychically intense appreciation that the actor assigns to his end, are also constantly changing.
luego ni fines,
Therefore, neither ends nor values are given.
salvo en la enfermiza
They are not data, except in the warped minds of my colleagues, the mathematical economics professors, who are truly unbalanced and should all be placed in rehabilitation centres where, snap, they could take a photo of the world and imagine that ends become data and do not change, nor do valuations change. And in fact, they can even be measured from the outside. If neither ends nor valuations of ends are given but change continually as a result of humans' innate creative capacity, then costs cannot be given either, since costs, as I have just defined them, are subjective valuations attached to alternative ends. They are not given, nor can they be measured from the outside.
De hecho, cuando actuamos,
In fact, when we act, because there is an end that is worthwhile to us,
imaginando las etapas que hay que culminar,
and we are in the process of imagining the stages to be completed and seeking out means to enable us to achieve our end, and we are completing the stages and experiencing the flow of subjective time as we approach the final stage,
no vamos, he dicho antes,
we are not moving as if we were robots or penguins.
pingüinos, sino que vamos como
Instead, we are casting creative glances over our shoulder to spot the emergence of any alternative ends we are in danger of giving up, though they are worth more than the end we are pursuing. If that is the case, we may need to turn the wheel and change direction. I find the notion of being like robots or penguins funny, because my neoclassical economics colleagues teach about an ideal, and the example they offer of their ideal is the representative agent, who is like a penguin. Have you ever seen penguins walk? And all the other penguins follow behind? Haven't you seen this in documentaries? Well, that is the model of human being my colleagues use to explain economics. Their models make no sense if they do not transform human beings into robots, into robotic penguins. With robotic penguins who have no capacity for creativity, these mathematical models work just fine.
pero con seres humanos creativos, capaz de componer
However, when there are creative human beings capable of composing Schubert's Unfinished Symphony, or writing Cervantes' Don Quixote, or doing the stain paintings of Tapies, or devising a new operating system, or introducing the assembly line as Henry Ford did, acts of pure entrepreneurial creativity, such creativity cannot be restricted to the static models. These models have been poorly copied from the world of physics, and an attempt has been made to apply them up to now in the sphere of economics, with tragic consequences for society. Among other consequences, these models almost inevitably end up being used in support of social engineering, in which scientists believe they can and should shape society at their whim, as if it were made of modeling clay, to achieve ends they view as noble. The result is that instead of achieving those noble ends, they destroy the process of social cooperation, they block creativity, and they paralyze the advancement of civilization. That is the theorem of the impossibility of socialism, and we will examine it in extenso in due time.
Explicaremos in extenso en su momento.